nothing but homeless outreach and speak with homeless people and try to offer them services. I do not handle any calls for service. I don't get domestics, I don't get DUI calls, I don't get anything. I can help if the need arises, don't get me wrong, but my sole purpose is not part of manning, if you will. It's my full 40-hour work week is specifically for dealing with the homeless problem within the city of Lompoc and the outlying area.
Like, is that something you wanted? Or
actually, yes, it's something I wanted, and the thing is that there was other officers that actually put in for the position, and we go through a selection process, and I got lucky enough to obviously be selected for it.
Like, do you have a background or the history of this kind of outreach?
All I was told is that one of the key things that they look for in the selection process is you have to obviously show compassion. So my role, to a certain extent, isn't really enforcement up until I feel the need that my corrective action isn't making any progress. So my role is, again, is show a lot of compassion for people, do as much as I can to help them out, and if you don't have that, you don't feel that, then it's not going to work, and they can sense it. I mean, you can walk into a room, and if the person is genuine, you could feel it. So, and they know the same thing too. If you don't really want to help out somebody, they're going to know, and it's not going to work.
What is your day-to-day like?
My day-to-day is, like I said, I'm new to the program. I've been here doing this. I've been with the agency for 10 years, but I've been at this assignment now for going on for a little over 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So what I'm tasked with doing is I do this full time, which means that if there's any calls that involve people that are either homeless, transient, if you will, then I'm the one that investigates those crimes. So if we have an aggressive panhandler, if we have a call of people setting up a camp, which we do, and I'll take you to some of those here in the city, and you can pretty much see, I'll actually take you to one now, where we're actually working with the actual property owners, where they will come in, give them a formal notice. It's my understanding usually about 3 days, and once that date expires, and they come in and they obviously take down the camps. But it is my understanding the camp is still there. I check on it, and we can go show. I mean, it looks like there's nothing there, but when you go past the trees, you can just see it opens up, and then it's pretty elaborate. I mean,
so would you say you deal with probably just as much in the city as you do in the riverbed?
I would say, well, the riverbed, what happens is it spills over into the city. So anything that we don't address in the riverbed is eventually going to spill onto here. So that's why we're focusing a lot of our efforts is going to be in the riverbed, because there's a lot of people there that are really good people, believe it or not, but they just need that extra helping hand to get them up off their feet, whether it be to drug rehab and what have you, or housing. And yes, we do have the other side of the coin, where you have people that are using the riverbed to hide their criminal activity, whether it be that they're drug users themselves, or even the drug activity, whether it be drug dealing and anything else that obviously is not something that the public is really privy to, but it does happen. At first it was just more of trying to get people to know who we are, and now that the people are more receptive and they understand that we're coming out here more frequently, then I think it's going to be a little safer for us to come out here and not have too much resistance. So I guess the answer to that would be it's going to be daily. We're going to be coming down here, and if it's going to require me to be down here most of my shift, then obviously that's going to need to happen. So we have a camp there, as you can see. It's pretty big. There's actually bigger ones that far. If you go north, there's another big one in that tree line there, and they're just pretty much in the trees and or under the trees, I should say. So it just depends on what you got going. So,
as far as the planned cleanup, is that something that is above you, or do you have?
Yeah, I don't have any. My job right now is just to identify as many people and their needs, and then address it with that. The cleanup, if and when that happens, no, we don't have a timeline for that. If they do, they haven't mentioned it. Yeah. So for right now, it's just again and I'm assuming they're pretty much waiting on a report, whether it be for me or the other outreach groups, to see what the needs are and then how they're going to be addressed. Because again, our intention isn't to displace people; it's to help them out. So if that was the case, we'd come in here and pretty much bulldoze everything here and rest of it, and that's not what we're about. I mean, we want to make sure that before we do move people, that they know exactly what other options are available to them, and not just knowing what the options are, but actually walk them along the whole process until from start to finish.